Hello, this is Lewis Mains, and today I'll be presenting my game pitch for Des205. So I've decided to choose the historical brief for this game and this project, as I feel like it'll be fun to design a game based on terrifying or horrific events. I think there's a lot of potential for historical accuracy in horror games, and I don't think it's been touched on a lot. Um, I'll also be able to learn a lot about the history of Chernobyl or Pripyat with this theme, which is something I'm very fascinated by. So to learn more about it would be very good for me. Horrors of Pripyat is a game that tells different stories that occurred during the Ukrainian disaster of Chernobyl. Each story is historically accurate and follows true stories that actually happened in Pripyat. There will, of course, be a few tweaks here and there to help with the gameplay and the flow of the game. The game plans on having lots of different tales and stories. However, the story I will be focusing on at first for this project is based inside the actual Chernobyl power plant. You will be playing as a scientist who has just narrowly avoided the explosion within the power plant and the radiation leak. So you have to escape the power plant in a fashionable time to make sure you get out in time without getting too much radiation. Um, this is a project I would like to continue working on in my spare time because I'm very fascinated by the Chernobyl disaster. It's something that I'll touch on in a second. That I watched the TV show a lot and played a lot of games that are similar to it. I've always been fascinated by it, and I'd love to make more stories based in Pripyat. So the inspiration for this game mainly comes from the HBO series Chernobyl. As I said, I've watched it a lot. A lot of my knowledge of the actual disaster itself comes from the show, and that's where the idea kind of sprung to mind after watching it. I decided I wanted to make a game based in this town, in this village. A lot of my research as well, as I said, yeah, comes from Chernobyl. And in terms of gameplay inspiration, it comes from games such as Stalker, Metro 2033, Fallout as well. But the main one would be All Gillied Up mission in Call of Duty 4. This is one of my favorite missions ever made out of any video game. So a lot of inspiration does come from this in terms of the way it looks and exploration. In terms of the development stage, I'm currently in the process of designing the map. So I'm drawing like little sketches here and there, paths where the player would go through to escape. I'm coming up with the actual level design itself currently. What I have done and completed so far, though, is research. I've done a lot of research into um, what stories need to be told and like how to tell them as realistically as possible, um, so I can make the game as historically accurate. The biggest challenge for me will be finding a good balance between gameplay and historical accuracy. When I was coming up with the research and the ideas for stories, I was struggling to find a good balance between fun and telling a true story. So it is a bit of a challenge, but I would like to think that I'll do a good job of that. Um, I'm also currently looking into asset packs that fit into the theme of my game as well. So whether this is like an industrial pack or post-apocalyptic pack, I think they would fit very well. I'm also modeling a 3D AK-47. This is because in one of the missions, you will be playing as a soldier that has to do radiation checks and control certain zones of Pripyat. And I think it would fit in very well with the game to make my own AK-47. I also have to do this for another project, so I think those two projects tie in very well. Um, I do want to do this because I don't just want to use pre-made assets from other people. I like to have my own personal, imprint on the game. But yeah, that's about it for my pitch. I've done all the research. It's literally just coming up with the map idea now and then building it and grey boxing it. Here's some Harvard references for the images that I've used. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and please give me any feedback that I can use to improve on this. So yeah, thank you.